Namaste, and I am Daksh. I am the founder of Blub World magazine, which basically creates content for teenagers. And the focus of our work is to find teenagers who can inspire other teens. So, teens inspiring teens. And from time to time, we try to take reviews, opinions, and ideas from school leaders on how is K-12 education changing or what all new is happening. Right now we're all experiencing something very quirky, weird, or new in our lives, which is typically a lockdown. And the response of different people and different sets of society have been very different to this. The farmers are still farming and making food for you. The retailers are bringing it to you. The police is taking care of your safety. Doctors are taking care of your health. And at this point, the responsibility of creating knowledge falls on the people who take care of knowledge. So that's why we have invited all of you here to create a set of knowledge which will become a part of history. Because this lockdown, everybody hopes that we never experience again. So what we're trying to do is to gather what all innovative, new, different are you doing, or what all experiences are you getting during this lockdown, so that some of the best ideas that you share, the observations that you tell us, could be shared with schools across the world. And right now, I welcome you all to the 19th edition of this Web Talks. This is the 19th such talk. Till now, we have had more than 125 principals and school leaders participate in these talks from across 60 geographies. That is, we had principals from the UK, we had from Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, India, America, and a lot of people coming from a lot of different places. So the basic idea behind this is to find out every single small, little, big, any form of innovation that is going on in schools right now, so that the best ones out of those can be published in a white paper that we'll be doing and we'll be sharing with more than 2,000 to 3,000 schools across the globe, so that some of the best ideas can be implemented by them and the whole ecosystem can grow together when they experience this lockdown. So just to give you an idea of the kind of things that we've been getting from schools, there is one school in a very small village in West Bengal called Padua. They don't have good internet, but they're still continuing learning by giving innovative assignments to their kids. What they have done is they've told their students to create a custom dictionary of their own, which they have to bring back once the school opens. And they have to add 5 new words to the dictionary every single day. And that's the way learning is being continued without technology. There is one school in Agra. They have told all their pre-toddlers to video call their teacher every day and sing a different song. No class, no teaching, just learn a new song every day from your parents. There is one school in Kolkata which has asked its students to report their surroundings every day, like a news reporter, so that you learn from what's going on around you. There's one school in Kathmandu in Nepal. They have started something called problem solving engineering classes, where they've told their students to go in the kitchen and try to find out the daily problems that their moms face and find engineering solutions to them and give a small write-up on those. So these are just very small little things, not great big changes, but they can be very easily implemented across the board, across every school, across every class. So we are just trying to share those small little bits and ideas that schools can use. Let's start from Kalyani ma'am. Ma'am, over to you for the next 2 minutes. You can unmute your audio and then you can start speaking.
Yes, I've unmuted. So my time starts now. Okay. Good evening to all of you. This is Mrs. Kalyani Arumugam, Principal of SIS High School, which is located in Matunga, Mumbai, Maharashtra, India. I take care of all the 3 sections of my school, the pre-primary, the primary, and the secondary. And my aim is to see how I can give the best education to my kids. So during this lockdown period, my first challenge was how to reach the students, because we have WhatsApp. All of us have WhatsApp. We have kids coming from Dharavi, Antwerpel, Kolivada. All of you know that is Asia's largest slum. Now, so network issues are there, whatever. My first challenge was to train my teachers to get online connected to them, which we did. Then we set a timetable. We gave everybody. My next biggest challenge was, okay, I have given them work. We have a class groups. Every class teacher, every standard has a class group. So we connect to the children. But how do I know whether this is done? So I gave my parents, I took a meeting with my parents, my teachers, and I gave them a mantra. The mantra is education, EDUCATION. And I said the entire school will follow this. What does EAT stand for? Explore. All of us have been busy with our studies so far, no time. Lockdown has given us time. Explore yourself, explore your family, explore what you are good in. After exploring, what do? B. You start deviating and think out of the box. After exploring and finding out what I am good at, what next? How do I put it into practice? So start thinking about those steps, how you will prepare. Like, for example, you need not go and buy everything. You have studied the situation. Now you have to see, I'm just giving an example. My deviate will be out of whatever is available at home, how can you make the best use? That's just an example, okay? Then my U and C stands for sensitivity. Today, the need of the hour is understanding one another. 2 minutes done? Ay, Lord of mercy. Understanding and care, sensitivity, and then act. Paper mein nahi rehna hai, you have to act. Time yourself, time management, and integrated learning. So my students will prepare either a map or a project or a scrapbook and they will get it to school. So the responsibility, O stands for the responsibility lies within me, and N stands for never say no to me. मुझे भी कभी भी कुछ भी हो सकता है. So be careful. He's put both his hands up, so I stop.
Thank you so much, Kalyani ma'am, for sharing those thoughts. I think it's a very innovative approach of creating education into an acronym and giving it such a meaningful full form. That's explore, deviate, understand, care, act, time management, integrated responsibility, and finally, never say no. So thank
you. If you allow me to, if you permit me, I just want to say one line. Please. That before thinking and getting this, I have had an international conference with principals in Australia, UK, and then I've come to a vision that education is finally education. So internationally, when we gear up and we come to one common solution, I think all our students can be brought up above the benchmark.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing those thoughts with us. Now let's hear it from Richa ma'am. Richa ma'am, over to you for the next 2 minutes. You can unmute your audio and start speaking.
Good evening, everyone. This is Richa Kumar from Principal of in Pune. The most important thing which I would like to tell you that lockdown, yes, as rightly said by Kalyani Miss, the most important thing was my teachers, and the third was my parents. I believe in this homeschool community partnership. I brought this on a very different level, and I had a very good meeting with all my parents. I also had a meeting with my teachers, and I said, let us focus on the students who are having different diverse needs, those who are left behind and are not being able to perform till now. Let us focus first on those. We know that there are high performers, so they just grab any good information that you're giving in the class. But these students are some who are just getting ignored due to some reason because of their own disabilities, you know. So we put up a training session for the students. As per the EDI model, I sat with them and asked them to remove the details of their learning gaps. And then we prepared worksheets for these students and we started sharing with them the students. Now, the students who were very good also needed something creative so that they could enjoy. So I told that let us take some sessions. I personally took sessions of my students from grade 3 to grade 7. And I told the students, let us do one thing. All of you hear different stories. Okay. Now I want you to change the story. Let us change the story and see how much we can bring some difference to the story and make it more interesting. Now, I enjoyed these moments because I gave live examples where I created my own poetries for them. And then it was a very interesting thing for the other children. Then for the preschool children, I involved the parents along with the students, where they started making at the end, with the newspapers, with the colored magazines, they started making some animal faces. I said, let's decorate your wall and let's make an animal kingdom. So the children, parents, everybody understood the situation, and we were really able to give very good results. Within a week or so, we started getting feedback from parents that we are happy that we are able to touch upon the lives of so many children. That's what I told the teachers. See, this is the time when you also need to develop yourself, mental fitness, physical fitness, the most important thing. Keep the ant away from your life. So any negative thought should be away, and you should be a happy teacher, because a happy teacher will give more. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Emotional wellness is very critical at this point of time, even for the students, the parents, and the teachers, because we are all right now locked up, and the energy that we all have is not getting utilized. So we have to find more and more creative ways to utilize it and to add value to our lives at this moment. I think it's a very good time for a utopian dream that every educationist had, that let's have value education in the school. Since we were not able to do that very well, this is the time when we can actually tell the parents to become teachers and do this task, because value education, this is the right time for value education. Where you've been given a silo which is with controlled atmosphere. Let's do value education at this point of time.
Absolutely right.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing those thoughts. I think one of your thoughts, which is story changing activity, I think this will go to the white paper, because it's something that students connect to very well. And not only students, all the humans are people who are story biased. So that's the way our brain works. So stories is a very good way to work with students. Thank you so much for sharing those thoughts. Let's now hear it from Vipin ji. So Vipin, sir, next 2 minutes are yours. Over to you. You can unmute your audio and try to share with us your introduction, one learning and one vision that you think other schools can learn from you. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Daksh. Nice listening to you all. I'm seeing that all are from school. Myself, Professor of Accounting and Finance. I'm Director of Management College in Muradabad, affiliated to Tirthankar Mahavir University. So a lot of changes are happening. COVID, we had heard about COVID, and COVID is from last 17, 18 days, we are busy and locked down at our homes. The same as schools are doing, we college are doing right now by using different platforms. So I call it reinventing education. How reinventing education? Education, the traditional way of education was face-to-face teaching, when teacher is in the class and the student is asking the queries and other things. And we are in college, and especially in UP, we force students to move into the class, and we detain them if they are not attending the class. So there was a forceful environment to get the learn by the students. So students who are willing to learn, they come to your class, but those who are not willing to learn, they are also forcefully come to the class due to the attendance. Now, what I am seeing in this model of new education, classes, online classes, myself, I am taking classes. What I am seeing, those students who are not wanted to attend the classes in classroom, they are more eager to join these classes than online. And they are doing wonderful. They are more creative. Like whatever assignment we are giving, whatever case studies we are giving, they give the proper solution of that. And this is the basic difference I had seen in classroom teaching and online teaching. So the students who were not wanted to attend the classes in the college, but now they are attending and they are responding to the teachers at various level, and they are doing the case studies also and assignments also and projects also. So this is the one change I had seen. And yes, for the students who are eager to learn, they are also learning, and they are also, even myself is learning from the students, because these college going students are more techno savvy. So I'm learning from them that how to use these online classroom platforms and other things. So what new thing I done in my college is, I told my students to take online classes of the junior students, and they are taking it, and juniors are also getting fruitful, and the senior students also learning the technique of taking classes online. Thank you. Thank you very much. Divya started the two hands, so thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Vipin sir. I think we would request you if you could share with us an observation sheet of what exact changes you could see in the students who were non-performers in the class and who are performers right now during online classes.
Yeah, definitely.
Please try to share an observation sheet of that.
Yeah, I will do that.
This peer-to-peer learning model has been working well during this time. So thank you so much for sharing that as well. Just to give you an idea, we are creating an observation paper as well. So if you're doing anything interesting in your ecosystem, for instance, there is one school in Gujarat, which is a BAPS Swaminarayan school. So since the lockdown started, they are right now taking care of 50 students in their hostel since the lockdown, because these 50 students were not able to go home. And it is very difficult to engage hostlers during a lockdown. So they have been doing some very innovative activities with these kids, and we are creating an observation paper that we'll be sharing with you all. And these kids come from some of the most affluent families from all across Gujarat. So they are typically not very attentive and, very sincere kids, but handling them for such a long duration during a lockdown and doing amazing activities with them. We are creating some nice content with them. We'll be sharing it with you as well. And now let's hear it from Dilip sir. Over to you, sir, for the next 2 minutes. Your introduction, one learning and one idea that you want to share with everybody.
Hi, everyone. I'm Dilip Vasu, principal of Shwetraam International School, Indore. We have always been a tech-savvy school right from the beginning. We started technology from 2009. And we have been doing it regularly. So when this lockdown happened, it was an opportunity for us to prove that we are much ahead of others, and there was not much challenge. So before the lockdown, what happened was a week prior to that, our management stopped the children from coming to school. So that time only teachers were allowed to come. So I called the coordinators and I told them, the senior coordinator, the middle school coordinator, and the primary. And I said, you all start the online class from tomorrow itself. Because now you all are in school. So at least if you have any issues, with teachers, the technical support can be given by us, So immediately the middle school coordinator and the senior school coordinator was said, "Okay, we'll go ahead with it, But my biggest concern was from the primary coordinator. She said, grade 5 can do it, but what about grade 1 to 4, I said, I'm not going to give you any excuse. I want this to happen and it has to be done, So she said, now these small kids, because from grade 5 to 12, ours is an Apple distinguished school. So all the kids come with system and also they're all well equipped and they are well trained, So I said, no way, even grade 1 to 4 children when at home has their iPads or desktops or laptops are not an issue. Just send a mail and it has to be done. And you won't believe the response and the excitement which came from grade 1 to 4 was unbelievable, because I'd seen kids wearing school uniform and sitting and attending classes, at home. There have been students whom we used to punish them, why your tie is not proper, why your this is not proper. But then all of a sudden there was such an excitement among children that they were all getting ready, and then we got some wonderful mails from parents, how excited the children were, So what I could figure out is that from grade 1 to 12, the most important thing which I could figure out from this whole experience is I personally feel children learn the best online rather than sitting in a classroom and attending a teacher, because the distraction level in a classroom is much more higher than when they sit at home, where there are parents monitoring them, because lockdown means parents are also home, so they cannot do any mess up, So it was a very good thing, So the learning happened the most, and I personally believe that, I'm always of this thought process that if we need to educate children, we should always go to a platform which actually is liked by them, See, we as seniors, many a times, some teachers are there, even some principals, they are very reluctant to change, when we talk to them, But we always have to understand that, if learning has to happen the best, it should be done the way the kids want, And here what I'm seeing is that, we conducted so many, from morning 8 o'clock to 1:40, we had given timetable. Period by period, teachers used to go, teachers used to teach. Now, when the whole lockdown happened, teachers were all home, So from home, according to the timetable, teachers were coming online and taking classes, So it was fantastic, Even we conducted examinations, online examinations. Again, examination when it was on, because we used Google G Suite also, So which is a big support for us, Through the drive, we conducted the examination. And again, in the exams, what happened? The parents were the supervisors, So again, it was a good thing.
Thank you so much for sharing those thoughts with us. Technology has been a big enabler at this point, and we also, during these interactions, have felt that technology has actually, increased the focus of all the students. The distraction level has actually gone down, and the productivity of the student and of the teacher has changed. There's one very innovative thing that I think one school is doing in Guwahati. They have changed their timetable in such a way that after every 40-minute call, they are giving a 20-minute break for a comfort break to the teacher and to the class as well. And during that break, they have initiated small little craft and art activities that the student can do at home. So this is also one approach that can be aligned with this. That while you're doing such classes, after some time, give them a relaxation break so that they're again rejuvenated and back to the online class. Because as far as online is concerned, when it's a class going on together, it's not a very comfortable platform for a kid because you're seeing so many faces. You are on video and the person speaking in front of you is on video. So it's not an experience that you can equate with a TV experience. It's quite different.
Right.
So this is also a good approach that you can use. Thank you so much for sharing those thoughts. Let's now hear it from Joy Chauhan, sir. So you can unmute your audio, sir. Next 2 minutes are yours.
Yes. Good evening, everyone.
Ma'am, your video was off. So sorry.
Yeah, no problem. This happens to me very often where I'm called Mr. Joy. So there's no problem. Well, I'm Dr. Shunila Joy Chauhan, and I'm the principal of international school here, Thakur International in Mumbai. We follow the Cambridge curriculum where we have the IGCSE and A levels. And in fact, my thoughts are very much like what I was just listening to Mr. Dilip. And we too also a very tech savvy school. We have using the Google Classroom extensively to give assignments and worksheets and all that. And as soon as this the Janta curfew was about to, was laid down, and thereafter we had the lockdown. But before that, when schools closed, since I was in touch with a few of my friends from Dubai, they told us that, we've just closed and we're starting off with online. I prepared grade 1 and 2, as you rightly said, they're not very used to, online. So we had our Google Classroom quickly created that day. And then we also were asked not to come after 2 days. So from the 1st of April, we began with our online classes. We also have G Suite, so it was very easy to have our classes through Hangout Meet. But before that, remotely, thanks to all the webinars and all that I also attended, I was able to train my team, the coordinators, to actually teach online. So they in turn, they trained all the other teachers, and then we had mock sessions, and it was really hilarious. The trial and error, it was fun because teachers are so creative, and they were saying, "Ma'am, we don't have a whiteboard. What do we do?" I said, "Yeah, it has an option, but still, the traditional method is there." So some of them stuck a paper on the wall and they were teaching, and I think this whole collaboration and how things have taken a complete 360-degree turn. This was the beautiful thing about education and the dynamic way in which teachers came up with things. Even for our pre-primary, we send them activities, and whether it is taking care of their fine motor skills or their gross motor skills, making puppets at home, simple chores that they do at home. Like, for example, fold your own sheet, bed sheet. That also we ask them that you help mommy in the house or be responsible for something, maybe water one plant, because this is also a very, very beautiful time where they can actually stop and observe the things that are happening around them. Even if it's nature. Now we see birds on our window. which we never get a chance to see. Maybe they were there, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if they were there and we never got the time. Or if they may be there and now suddenly they've started coming. And we asked children to look at all these things too. So we used for the higher classes, A levels and all, as you were rightly pointing out, Mr. Dilip, we cannot, compromise on the time lost. So we had to conduct their classes, exams through the drive. Same, it was exactly the same way. And attendance was absolutely very, very high, very, very good. And that was the beauty of it. The older children were very excited because this was what they want. They want the media used and much better than coming to class. Some of them were late. We gave them a little allowance because they used to say, ma'am, internet issues. And some have a problem because, yeah, sorry, have I?
The time has ended, ma'am.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Being a principal, you go on and on talking. I'm very sorry about that.
No issues. We'll try to take more thoughts.
Yeah, sure. Yes.
Thank you so much for sharing your experience with students at this point of time.
Yes.
It has been a very rejuvenating and reinventing kind of experience for most of the schools. But this is the very point when even a small little innovation can create a lot of difference that we are actually seeing in even small little schools or even big schools. Just to give you an example, the Dhirubhai Ambani International School in Mumbai, we had their school leader around 2 or 3 days back. The kids there are too tech savvy and not too easy to handle. So what they have learned is they have started doing digital pranks. Now what they're doing is, if your teacher is right now teaching on a Zoom call, they're taking his video, swapping the audio, and then sending it over to friends. So there are all types of things that are happening. But what the solution that they found to this was, since we cannot teach academics and it is getting a big problem right now, so they have started teaching technology to kids. They have started teaching programming. They've started teaching languages to higher education, higher classes, so that they can create physics experiments as simulations. So they're basically creating online content and students are doing it for them. And they're doing it in a very engaging way. So there are different, experiences that are coming out right now from the K-12 sector. So thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing those experiences with us. Let's now hear it from SKG. Now, I don't know your name, sir or ma'am. You can unmute your audio and the next 2 minutes are yours. Give us an introduction, one learning and one idea that others can learn. Over to you.
Hello, my name is Sumit. I'm from the Mount School, Patna. Okay, so we are trying all the options to continue online classes. Like teachers are first they are creating their content, like making the daily practice paper, like what kind of works to be given to the pre-primary kids and into the primary sections also. Okay, so they have to share all these things through WhatsApp. They are using WhatsApp. They created a group with their classes. Okay, so they are distributing this work every day, and they get the work done by them at a scheduled time. That students have to submit their work every day with the help of their parents also helping them. Now we are starting online classes also through Zoom, and we are training them on them because here in Patna, because first step was to make them understand the use of technology, and our teachers are learning the technology right now. The step 1 is completed now. Now we are going to step 2, where students and parents will learn about the technology and they will start learning from it. Okay, and after that we have planned for G Suite also. Like in G Suite we can record every activity of child, whatever assignment is given by the teacher, and that activity can be recorded. So we are trying in this way to continue the education. So we are helping the children as well teacher and parents through the technology. So this is my way to continue the education in an alternative way through the technology.
Okay.
That's all. Sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your experience with us. At this moment, technology has typically taken over the whole scenario, and we are all just becoming enablers to it. Initially, technology was the enabler. Now we are the enabler to technology so that it functions well. So just before this talk comes to an end and we conclude all the thoughts, I want to put I want to give you some food for thought and two ideas that I want your review on in the coming webinars or when we have you here with us again. First, at this point, most of the education technology companies or the edtech solutions that we are using or are aspiring to use or are evaluating to use, most of the education technology companies or products, they are not solving education issues. They are solving communication issues. And as educationists, this is the right time to actually identify the education issues that we want technology to solve. Because just a communication solution won't be good enough in the coming times, because you will use technology extensively because this is here to stay. Even after the lockdown, I think these solutions will stay. The school as a structure and the idea of a school will change. And this has to be pondered and thought upon by us, because just giving a technology to a kid won't solve everything. We will have to give it a perspective where a lot of human factor is introduced. How it is introduced, does it even matter? Does it not matter? Or if it matters, to what extent? We'll all have to think on that. And this is the right time to think on that, because as educationists, it is our responsibility not just to deliver education, but to create the next set of education or knowledge that we need. So as knowledge creators, this is the right time to think upon how would the world change. And your vision matters because you are handling kids every single day. And that's where, and that's for whom this all is meant for. Second, and most important part. One, we are right now in a lockdown world or a corona world. There will be a post-lockdown or a post-corona world when all this would have ended and we would have come back to our classes or to the typical rut that we were living. Just imagine the changes that will be there in the character of your student and your teacher. The character of both these individuals and their interaction dynamics will drastically change. And once they change, the skill sets required in a teacher will change. And the skills that you are trying to deliver to the kid, they will also have to change. Because what we can very easily realize right now is information delivery or content delivery is no more a big skill for a teacher, because technology can do that, videos can do that. So what kind of a teacher would we need? What kind of skill sets would be required there? And what skill sets would we give to a kid? Two we could identify after these many talks with nearly 125 principals. The first one, or one skill which we have to work on right now and very extensively, is creativity. Creativity not in the sense of colors and paintings and music. Creativity in the sense of critical thinking. Creativity in the sense of perceptive analysis. Creativity in the sense of observation skills. These 3 or 4 skills will matter a lot in the coming times, because everything else is redundant, and everything redundant can be done by technology. So if you want your students to be better than technology in the coming times, the skill set has to change, and creativity has to become a part of the way we want to, build the next generation, because we have to make them better than tech always. And second is wisdom, to judge what is good for you and what is bad for you. Because most of the tech platforms or tech companies or tech products that you're using right now, they can deliver content to a kid, but any kind of content. So children's safety is going to be a big challenge. Just giving them an HP Chromebook or a Samsung Knox won't solve all the problems. Since technology is going to be a part of education now, we will have to think on building their wisdom quite early and quite quickly. And how to do that, nobody knows. Everybody's trying to find it out. We're also trying to do that. But just food for your thought. Think on these 2 lines. The character of the teacher will change. The products that we are using have to change, because the world has changed. We are right now in a changed world. There's no change that is being awaited. There will be a lot of changes. But for us, it has already come. We have arrived. Now we have to change and build the next wave of education and how would K-12 change in the coming times. If you're doing anything innovative, any small little thing that you think could benefit schools or children across the world, try to share it with us. We are at this moment trying to find the most creative school in India. The school which is doing any form of new stuff or any innovation, either your management, your teachers, your students, your parents, or anybody who's doing anything innovative, try to share it with us. My team will connect with you and share further details about it. But more importantly, don't let thinking stop. And as far as your roles are concerned, we are all getting fed very nicely. We are trying new dishes every single day because that's what we can do at our places. But this is the time to create the recipe for the next knowledge bank that we need for kids. Curriculum will have to reinvent itself. And it can only reinvent if you become the change makers. So I hope we get more thoughts and more innovation from you, and you keep thinking on these lines. Thank you so much, people, for joining us today. And if you enjoyed this talk and want to attend some more of it, please put on your audio, say a big yes, and thank you so much for being with us.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you.